want to discuss some important things to note. You understand? Some important things to note about some of these pairs. You understand? Some important things to note, so that before I send the practical aspects or the listing aspects, I'm coming. Let me meet everyone. Okay. So there are some things that to take note of. Now, this is it. I believe everyone or most of you have account size less than $100. That's what I believe. Or most of you. You understand? Now, these are the lot sizes I advise. You understand? For everyone, I've given you guys indices pips calculation already, especially the previous the previous batches. You understand? I'm coming, please hold on. Yeah, so these are the lot sizes I advise for every one of you. So let's say I say, okay, trade VIX10 1x. VIX10 1x. On VIX10 1x, for instance, now, the least lot size you can use is 0.22. You understand? This is what it is, 0.2. You get 0.2 is the least lot size. And it is also what? In points. You have to divide it by what? By 10. You have to divide it by 10. So for instance, now, let's say I'm coming out. Let me use an instance now. So let's say, okay, sell VIX10 from here now, maybe price range. So let's say price range, let's say from this place now. You understand? That was like about, this is about 136 points. Divided by 10. You understand? Dividing it by 10, that is what? 14.8. Oh, sorry, 13.6. 13.6 times 2, because 0.2 is the least lot size. 13.6 times 2 is what? Is 26. That is, you're making $26 on this trade. I know some of you are like, $26 is small and all of that. There will be opportunities to make big sum. Follow my instruction in order for you to, like, last long on this. There will be opportunities to what? To make more. Like, there will be some trade that will give you opportunity to make more. So on VIX10 1x, you have to divide it by 10. So for instance, if it is, okay, sell at 9,000, take profit at 8,000. 9,000 minus 8,000, that is what? 1,000. You have to now divide it by 10. 1,000 divided by 10, that's 100. Let's say you now use this low side of 0.2. 100 times 0.2 is 100 times 2, because 0.2 lot size equals to $2 per pip. 100 times 2 is what? Is $200. So on VIX10 1x, the lot size I advise is 0.2, which is the least lot size. VIX10 1, if you are going to be writing it down or something, when you see VIX10 1x, the least lot size is what you should use. You understand? Least lot size is what you should use. Any other, another thing is what? On each part, because I can decide to send setups all at, like, maybe 3 at a time or some, or 2 at a time, maybe in a day. You understand now? On each of them, open just a single position if your account size is less than 100 and less than $50. If your account size is $100 upwards, you can open 2 positions. If your account size is $150 upwards, you can open 3 positions. $200 upwards, you can open 4 positions. But if you know that it is $30 you have, or maybe $50 downwards, just open 1 position. You understand? Just a single position. You get to where you're going to. You don't need to rush. Now, that is for VIX10 1x. I'm going to go to VIX 25 1x now. You guys should be noting it down. You should be noting it down because it's really, really important. So let's say on VIX 10 1x now, we have this trade. Okay. Let's say this one too is also calculated in what? In points. And so let's say, okay, this thing like this, okay. Maybe, of course, this is going to be your first take profit. This point right here is going to be your what? Your first take profit. This point here, no matter what, even if I still sell it to 300 and something K, because it's at 409 something now, take profit at this point here. Don't stress yourself. You understand? So let's say it is at this point here. That was about 14,664. You understand? 14,664 points divided by 10 is what? 1,466 pips. The least lot size you can use on VIX 25 1x is 0.05. It is what? Sorry, 0.005, which is equals to 0.05 lot size per pip. If the trade is 0.05, is 1,466. So all you have to do is just multiply it. It will now be giving you profit of what? Of $73. You understand? It's giving a profit of what? $73. Now, sometimes, I'm not going to lie to you, but let me just give you guys an hint. You understand now? Sometimes risks are worth taking. You understand? Like risks are worth taking. Some of these trades may start going your way. You might decide to add a position and it might favor you. You understand now? You might decide to add a position and it might favor you. But first thing first is what? Ensure you use the least lot size first. When it's now maybe moving in your way or something, maybe it has now shown maybe an MBUS or okay. That shall has shown that it wants to move or something. You can add it, but that one is at your own discretion. I'm not saying you guys should do that, but sometimes risk is what is worth taking. But using the least lot size now on this now will have given you what? This thing, $73. Now, of course, there's always a stop loss, which I've not made mention of. So let's say the stop loss is at around this point here. You get, let's say the stop loss is around this point here now. The stop loss is around this point here now. You get, or maybe somewhere around this right here. Because the stop loss is usually like, I used to try as much as possible to make it really tight. So that was 1,319 points divided by 10. Divided by 10, that was 131.9. So times 0.05 times 0.05, that's 6.595, which means if the trade should go against you, you'll be losing 6.595. You understand? But that is you using the least lot size. You understand? Now imagine someone that maybe an hoodlum or something that is now using, you know that your money is just $30 or something, or maybe you still have, let's say your first trade, the first trade I'm going to drop or something, you are now using a lot size of maybe 0.05 because you want to make you want to make you fine. It can work. Actually, I swear it can actually work. Honest, I'm not kidding you. It can work, and sometimes it works. In fact, but not all of you will be lucky. That's one thing I want to note. Not all of you is going to be lucky. You understand? So 0.05 means I was $0.5 per pip. 0.5 times 131.9. 131.9. It means that on this trade, you'll be losing 65.95. You have just $30 account too. You have just $30 account, which means that before it even gets to your stop loss, the trade will have been closed for you. So you get where you're going to. You just have to ensure that you risk little. So like I said, VIX 10 1x 0.2 lot size. VIX 25 1x 0.05 lot size. VIX 51x 2. VIX 51x 2. 0.005. The same thing as VIX 25 1x. Now, one thing I want you guys to notice is that it is going to like take some time, or maybe like it might be like maybe in 2 days or 3 days before I drop a setup. Why is that? What I have kind of like, how would I say it? Like traded most of it in previous week. I don't know if most of you view my status, but you will notice that I had lots of trade on these indices in this past week or this week. Sorry, from last week, Sha. You understand? So we have to wait for all those ones to first play out first before we have a new set of trade again. You understand? So there's no need for you to rush. The fact that you've deposited or funded your account doesn't mean that you should be tempted to be doing what you don't know. Or maybe, oh yeah, okay, it's going up. Maybe you don't even know anything and like, oh, it's going up, let me boost it or something. No, calm down and wait, be patient. I'm going to drop setups. You don't need to rush, or okay, now be thinking that he has not dropped this up. Let the ones I'm on currently, like they are going to finish their cycle surely. And then okay, for instance, now on step index, I'm waiting for a particular distance setup now on it. I'm waiting for a particular setup on it, but it has not gotten there yet. And there's nothing I can't force trade. You know, I don't force trade. You get. So I think it is on wait, let me see the price where I have the setup. Okay, like around 8617 or so. And if you should look at it now, that's kind of been in a consolidation since that time. You understand now? Because this now is poised for a what? A sell. Don't be deceived by all of this. Don't be deceived by all of this. It is just a what? A pullback. Look at something. This is 24 hours. Coming on. The network is really something. So look at something now. Although there's no weekly time frame here, but it is what big step index has been selling since. You understand? That's what it has been selling since. And then if it is going to at least buy or something, it is not ready to buy yet. It is not ready to buy it. Look at something now. This is a this thing now. It has to at least target the 50% point of it, and it's okay below the 50% point. So it's currently at this point here, and it can still go for the extreme. So, but all those one is just by the way. You understand? So what I'm trying to say is that they have to complete their circle first before we get another. I don't trade okay this thing now. For instance, now this now, if I think I traded last week or last 2 weeks or so, where I caught the move or something, and then I sold at 8589. That was where I sold 85. Where is it? Where is 8589? Yeah, 8589. 8589. That's 153. Now, you know that since morning or since this night, I've been telling you guys that I told you guys that indices is calculated in points. You should be jotting some things down. I told you that guys that indices is calculated in points. The volatility index indices, that is the volatility 10-1x or the volatility. Now, step index, this one is different from them. This one is naturally calculated in pips. You understand? It is calculated in pips, like you don't need to convert it at all. It is calculated in pips ordinarily. You understand? It is calculated in pips. That is automatically. So, for instance, now let's say let me use an horizontal line. So let's say from that 8748, now let's say to 8589. Or let me say 8749 to 8749 to 8589 or so. That was, let me subtract it. 8749 minus 8589. That's like 160. That is normally on volatility indices, any volatility indices, it will be what? 160 divided by 10. But on this one, it is 160 pips like that. You don't need to divide anything. You understand? It is what? It is 160 pips like that. Like you don't need to divide anything. It is 160 pips. You get now? You don't need to divide anything. It's already what? 160 pips pre-calculated already. Now, the least lot size you can use on step index, which is what I advise is 0.1 lot size. 0.1 lot size is the least lot size on step index. You understand? Now, 0.1 lot size is equals to $0.1 per, is equals to $1 per pip. So for instance, now this 8749 to 8589 is what? 160 pips. It's not about 160 times $1. That's what $160. When you are trading it, you can see that, I don't know if you guys can see this, but you can see that on the side, there is a decimal point there. This one now is 8749.4590. This point here now is like, I'm coming, let me move it to 8589. Okay, sorry. 8589. So this one is 858. Okay, I'm sorry about this. So this one is 8589.105. You understand? That's what it's showing. Now, because you have to understand what you are trading. I know that you guys don't have deep knowledge. Most of you don't have deep knowledge, but you can see I'm taking my time to like dissect all of this for you. You understand? So that you know what you are doing. Not that you will have made a mistake and you're not like a mistake that fine, I should have informed you about before. So if after all this precautionary stuff I've said, you're not making a silly mistake, you understand? It is your fault. Though. So now, this thing 8589.105 and this one 8749.4590. Now, when the trade starts, you understand now? When it starts, you understand? It is going to be, let's say a sell now. You understand? Let's say a sell 8749 point. It is not going to move. You know, in forex now, it maybe 1 euro USD buy at 1.000 or something. It will show 1 pip is 1.001. You understand? That what it will be reading. But in this one now, it is calculating it from the first two decimal points. You understand? It is calculating it from the first two decimal point. So this one now, it is 8749.4590. You understand now? It will now be what? 1 times, that is, since it's 0.1 lot size you are using, and then it's equals to $1 per pip. It will now be what? 1 times, let's say it now drops to maybe 8749.00. You know, this is 8749.4590. It now drops to 8749.00. That is what? 0.4590 pip. It is going to be showing 1 times 0.4590, which means your balance will be showing $0.49 that you end like that. You understand now? As it is the decimal point it uses. So let's say you are looking at the profit is 8.73. Always take note of the decimal point. That's what I want to bring out. Even on other indexes too. Always take on decimal points. The only difference in this one and those ones is that what? This one is already calculated in pips already. Ready-made pips. The others, you have to what? You have to convert it to pips first. You understand? It is done in points, but this one, the step index is already in pips. That is the calculation of the take profit and stop loss is already in pips already. You don't need to stretch yourself that, this thing, blah, 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 and all of that. This thing, how will I trade it? How will I do this and all of that? It is already calculated in pips already, down already. You understand? The least lot size you can use on it is 0.1. And still the same thing applies. You don't need to wait for it to get to this point before you take profit. You understand now? You don't, unless, you have a heart of stone, though. You understand? Oftentimes, price will always, at least, even if it doesn't get to take profit, it will sell or it will buy. You understand now? So, but there will always be pullbacks. On this time frame now, it is not showing it. But on the lower time frame, it will be showing all those pullbacks, like when price is going back up. And most of you, it is 1 minute time frame you'll be looking at, or maybe 2 a 5 minute time frame that you'll be looking at, and you'll be giving yourself a heartache. You understand? Look at something now. Look at this now. Let's say it started selling from here. This 8749 now. Look at, I'm coming, let me increase the font. It started selling from somewhere around this point here. It started dropping. Price range. Look at it, started dropping. Look at something. It pulled back at this point here. You understand? It pulled back at this point here. Can you hold? Only God will tell about that. Now, another one, let me use arrow or trend line. Look at it, came to this point again. This point, let me increase this stuff. Now it came to this point again. What happened afterwards? It pulled back again. You understand? Another drop again. It dropped again. You understand? Now look at this one. The next pullback was even much more deeper than the previous one. Look at how deep this one was. Look at how deep that one was. You understand? So you don't want to get caught up in all of this. You don't want to get caught up in all of this. You understand? So you just want to ensure that you trade the impulses, and if you can wait for pullback, fine. If you cannot wait for pullback, just take your profit and go. You understand? Take your profit and go. There is money in hodling, like holding trades, but can you withstand? Like, can your mind, withstand it? That, hey, God, that was showing $100 before, it's now showing maybe $50 or something. You understand? Fast, you've already calculated in naira that, man, nah, this thing with that too. Maybe now like $50 currently is like over 30,000, like 34,000, like 35,000 is $50 now. It is like 35,000 because the rate is like $700, 700 naira per dollar. So it's like 35,000. You're like, man, 35,000 I lost like this. And then you're not panicking. Let me sell, let me increase my lot size, stuff like that. You guess, if you should take your compounding calculator, you don't need to be like, oh, I want to make this so amount in this. So far you have consistency, you get there. Take your compounding calculator. Take your compounding calculator. Now I'm going to send one for you guys that you can use to calculate it. Start with $30 and just see maybe 3% on a daily basis, like average of 3% on a daily basis. Now calculate it in 1 year. You'll be amazed as to the returns, even if you don't get the okay. Let us do it here now. Let us do it here. You guys should be able to see the screen. Let us do it here. Forex calculator. Sorry, I'm coming in. FX book. Compound calculator. Okay, just watch you. Okay, so let's go now. For you guys to understand that you don't need to rush. If you are rushing it, you rush out. You understand? So let's say $30 starting balance now. 365 days. What's this? Is this hard or what? All right, so let's say 365 days, that's 1 year. Let's say like 370 days or so. 370 days and 3% per day. You understand? So this is the returns. In 365 days, how much is this? What is okay in 360? Okay, look at 365 days. How much is this like this? This is how much like this. This is 1.454.481 in USD. Just by now, look at it now. Look at something. 3% on a daily basis is like at the end of the month, you get 140% or so. Look at 3% on a daily basis. The first 30 days, you are going to earn what? About $72.82. That is what it is showing here. On a daily basis, 72.82. So if you now make maybe like $200 in a month, if you make, let's say from the whole thing, you make like $200 in a month from your $30, and you're not like, you didn't make enough. What else are you looking for? People with large funds trading, some of them don't need more than 10%, 15% in a month. You now make $200. You've even $200 is like 60 on the compounding calculator. It's like 64 days money. It's like 64 days money, and you made it in a month or something. Sorry, you now have $230. You now have $230. That's like, look at it. This is it. 230. That's like 73 days money already. You understand? Okay, let's assume that you want to remove the $30 you started with. So let's go back to you want to remove your capital. You understand? So let's go back to the 64 days money on the compounding calculator. You've already what? You've done 2 months money in a month. And you're now like, hey, that money is small. Why is it small? It is what your money can do that it will do. You have to think long term. You have to think long term. You don't want to rush in and rush out. I'm not saying I have this amount too. I'm not saying I have this. I'm not saying I have this, but me now, the risk I take, I've not increased my risk yet. You understand? Because there are some things that I cannot afford. Personally, me, I reached like $200 or like $200, $300 on the trade. But there's a way I trade that, okay, in the end, all this pullback, I'm able to trade and all of that. You understand? So, but now look at the returns you can get. So let's say, okay, you make $200 in the first month. The next month, you boost it to like $500 in 2 months. Where is that $500 on this map here? $500 is like on like 95 days money. You've made it in 2 months, 3 months like that. You've made it in what? In 2 months. You can withdraw, of course. It will take you back to maybe 87 days. You don't need to put pressure on yourself. But the reason why I'm showing you this is to be conscious that the fact that it is growing little by little doesn't mean that you're not like, okay, it's not growing well. What do you want from $30 that you started with? What do you want? You're not growing at this rate, and they are like, man, this money is small. What do you want from it? It is your money that will work. It's not like investing. It is your money that will work. You don't need to be like, oh, this money is small. Have you checked the returns it will give you in a year? Let's say out of everything you've done in a year, you're able to build your equity to like, maybe you stop at maybe 20,000 say USD in a month. Sorry, like all around that, you're able to build it in a year to 20,000, and then you're making maybe like 50% of that amount every month. That's how much like that. That's like 10,000. That's like 6.8 million in a month. And let's say that's what you're okay with. And you know which job wants to pay you that? You have to think long term. Like think long term. Don't say that, okay, because you just started out now, you made a particular amount of money and then allow like that, it is small. What do you want from your money? Look at it. After more than, okay, let's say in the 3rd month now, you're able to build it to like maybe like 1,000 USD. 1,000 USD is like 1,000 USD is like 1,000 USD is like 1,011. You understand? 1,011. That's like 120 days, and you've done it in 3 months. What else do you want? So all these things are really important. You have to be conscious that, okay, it is a long-term game, and then you don't want to get caught up in this whole thing. You understand? You don't want to get caught up in that, okay, losing your money and all of that. So, but I'm going to be sending him those things for you guys, because I don't want to waste you guys' time tonight, because tomorrow is Friday or tomorrow is Thursday, so I'm busy at work day. So we'll be having sessions like this, maybe weekends or anytime, maybe, I don't know, but maybe every month or something. But you guys should take note of some of these I'm going to send to you guys. So, well, let us call it a night. I'm going to send you guys the stuff now, and those of you that need the recording, message me about it. So let us end the session now. So I believe I've been able to do justice. So thank you guys, and have a good night. We'll start tomorrow. Yeah.